Hey, welcome back everybody. It is Duff Designs. Today I am proud to release my new course. Actually haven't named it yet. I'm waiting for the YouTube comments to pick the name. But I've been working on this one for around 2 months right now. This one was inspired by the area I'm working in currently, Wilmington, North Carolina. Has some beautiful riverways with some beautiful old dead cedar trees that line them. Honestly, a beautiful location for some golf courses. But sadly, it is in the type of land that is protected, so they would never realistically allow a golf course to be out there. So I went ahead upon myself and built one myself. This is insert course name here. Uh, this has taken me a long time, 2 months in total. I started out by doing the river systems, obviously. I wanted to keep this course really low lying, as the area that we are in, nothing really gets above like 20 feet above sea level, pretty much anywhere. So I wanted to reflect that on the golf course, also by having a lot of smoother, flatter fairways. And the way that I did to make this course a little harder was to add these areas all over the place, lining every hole. Not every hole, but a lot of the holes. So these, they're not out of bounds or hazard or anything. You can play out of here. It's just, it's always going to be a little bit more difficult. You obviously don't want to be in here. It's heavy rough. You're going to have to be hitting up a hill most of the time, I think all the time. Uh, and in terms of the flatness with the fairways, I counteracted that by adding in mounds off in the heavy rough. So pretty much anywhere that you see heavy rough on this course will end up having some mounds, including a couple areas of fairway. Specifically, this one back here has a lot of mounds behind the green. This is a drivable par 4. Did a lot of mounding behind the greens to kind of spice it up a little bit. Uh, so let's go ahead and get on to the overlook of the course. Starting off with our little clubhouse, maintenance and driving range area. Got a very basic little range over here. A little bit decorated, not anything special. Simple little maintenance area, a couple little buildings, little cart path going out to the course. And here's our little chipping and putting area, kind of tucked away over here. A couple little features in it, nothing special. Off course, out of mind. Get up here to the clubhouse. Sadly, I couldn't really put any cars in here. As if you look down here, I'm at 99% on both. So this course is maxed out with everything that I can do at the moment. Nice little parking lot right here. I like the shaded aspect of it. And what I did here is something that you wouldn't really be able to do in real life, because obviously shade from trees, grass needs a lot of sunlight to grow. But got this beautiful little green tucked away back in here inside of all this. I really do like this idea. It's a shame that this would never really be able to work. And got our little um, it was kind of inspired off of the Augusta entranceway. Not a whole bunch, but just how there's trees lining all the sides, and you kind of have this little walk up straight to the clubhouse. Uh, this right here is your member slash like club champion parking, all that type of stuff, owner parking. And got our one car here today, which is the player, whoever is playing the course. Coming up to the clubhouse, not really anything super special here. Some simple decorations. Just used a lot of wood bridges to build all the little platforms. I used a retaining wall, kind of did a little curved shape right here to kind of add some contour to all of this. Simple little walls just kind of around the side, and tad bit of decoration on the clubhouse, including some trees inside that kind of look like vines. Uh, this is just something, it's not anything super special. It's something everybody can do. It just takes a little bit of time to actually put together. Then got a nice little walkway out here onto the course. Beautiful little picture right here, honestly. I'll get a quick little screenshot of that. Save that for later. Might use that as a thumbnail. Who knows? And now let's get on to the course. Coming over here to hole number 1. Hole number one is a medium length par 4. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to this view so the yardages and everything can be visible as I'm going. Actually change the hole totals a little bit. Yeah, there we go. All right, hole number one. Pretty simple little hole here. You select a tool so I can clear that out. Get real small. Yep. Very simple little hole here. Got a little bottleneck right here with a mound kind of kicking your ball left into the bunker and right kind of around this bend. This mound isn't large enough to kick you over to here, but it is large enough to help feed you down to this little lower section down here. It's very simple bunker mounding, little catch area right here for the safer player. You're not really going to be hitting too much over here unless you're playing from the shorter tees, but if you do, you can get a massive kick down to here, all the way down into this low, and have a really short shot into this green. This, I believe, is the smallest green on the course. It is definitely small compared to all the others. Very simple green, though. Got one big helping slope on this side. Little funnel right here. Funnels slightly to this pin and funnels a lot to this pin from basically anything on this green. If you missed long, it's going to end up coming down into here. Hardest pin over here on the right, kind of tucked away on a plateau. And got another little pin over here. This is where you kind of get the whole idea of the course off the bat, kind of seeing what you're about to get yourself into. Most of the holes are the kind of marshy area on the right side and trees on the left for the most part. It's just kind of the common feel of the course. There are a couple holes where this stuff does kind of line almost the entire hole. Coming up to number 2 here, quite a long little par 3. Very simple little par 3, nothing super special here. This green did take me a lot of work to get it to where I liked it. Had to redo it a few times. Got a little bowl kind of right here to catch most balls coming in. But if you come over a little too far right, it will kick you off into a secondary bowl kind of punch down into here. In terms of this back pin, you have to play a draw into this pin. These two front pins, I had to add this little front area right here, which wasn't originally here. The green originally kind of came right here. I had to add this to allow balls to stop since this is such a long hole. So you can definitely get balls to sit by these pins. The only really like super defined tee box on the course is this one right here. Kind of tucked away in the back. You can see it a little bit from the tee box, not a whole bunch, but it's a nice little tee to play from. You can see it again coming from 4 over here. And this is where we have 2 back-to-back par 5s. This little par 5 right here is a heavy bottleneck, a bunch of layup area. This entire par 5 is basically making sure you get in this little funnel right here where you have a clean second shot through, because when you mess up your second shot here, it turns a fairly easy birdie hole into a par or bogey. Reaching these bunkers from the back tees is only really possible when the wind's at your back, and that is because pretty much your green reachable distance is about right here. So you have to kind of get it into this little area right here to be able to reach the green in the first place. So I wasn't worried about people having more area back here to lay up in. So this is definitely a grip it and rip it, and I mean you have to absolutely rip it, like hit a 105 to actually get down here to be able to reach it into comfortably. I have a 260 3-wood with a 292 driver, and even when adding in all the loft, I can land about right here, so I can still get up on here, but it's just hard. It's really hard. Coming up to the green complex right here, fairway and everything's pretty simple, just some simple bunkering, kind of pointing towards the green here. Got one that separates right here for really bad shots to kind of funnel on down. Simple little green, nothing's too super special here. Got a little nose right here, kind of a knoll, separating shots out both ways to this pin and to this pin. I made sure on this course to have a lot of very subtle green movements because I did want my greens to be playable from pretty much any direction around the green, because getting in a spot where you can't stick a ball close to the pin really sucks. you want to always at least have a chance at it. Uh, I did a couple of these in the course. These aren't the same type of grass as it is in these areas. You'll see, I think, two more of these across the course on two par threes. Coming on down here to number 4. This one is a little shorter than the last. This one's a lot more reachable. Very simple little shot. Another little kind of a bottleneck down right here. This one's tough because you either want to be kind of right in this area or you want to be right in this area. So either way, you have to be really close to this bunker. And bleeding a shot out onto the right side of this fairway obviously blocks you out from the tree, so you have to play a huge slice around. Getting over this bunker is only really possible if you're green teasing up. This is one of my favorite looking holes. Once you come out of the woods, 3 kind of sends you back into the woods up here, and 4 takes you immediately right back out. The second you get into that second or third shot, it just opens up into just full on dead trees, grass, beautiful little area to play into. This green has a lot of little contours around the green. That's one thing I tried to keep in mind here, to add some slopes and contours around the greens in specific. So this one has a little kind of like a pipe right here all the way across, and it comes in and feeds off into here. The one thing I really like about this one is you can play pretty much anywhere from over here. You just have to hit it up into this slope and then feed it back down. The only spot that I think you would have some problems maybe getting it close is maybe from right here, but even still, I do think you can get it up onto this slope and then come right back down. Play tested it a lot from over here. I haven't play tested it from quite right here yet, but this green is a very interesting one. I do like it when you're coming in, especially all 3 of these pins are very accessible. This one's a lot harder coming in, trying to go for eagle or birdie. And got the smallest bunker on the course kind of right here, just tucked on its own little shelf by itself. I'm gonna grab a drink real quick. Get some of that Coca-Cola. I made sure to add bathrooms on the 5th hole on each 9. You'll see the other one as we come around to, I think, 14 or 15, one of the two. Number 5 right here. This one's quite an open hole. Haven't been super happy with the bunkering here, but I think it does come out nice in the end. Coming in with your second or your first shot, you can get it up into here, but there's really no need to. But even still, playing it into this little zone is pretty hard because you're trying to come in with a fade, but to actually land it in here, you kind of want to come in with a draw. So it's kind of a little bit of a brain tease. You have to kind of figure out exactly how you want to approach coming into this area. And the layup zone is massive over here, and it is still very short. It's only 160 from back here. And one thing I did want to point out is there is OB on the course. Let me go to that real quick. Holes like 5 right here. I think 5 and just a couple more. This is the only one I think with out of bounds that is a wood line, though. This one I made out of bounds just because we were so close to the border right here. Just kind of make it feel like it's maybe someone else's property, state property or something. As you can see, I kind of lined everything with OB. Some areas that you wouldn't realistically get out to, like back in here. I was considering making this whole tree line here, but it's such a unviable area to even hit to that it's just not even worth it to make it out of bounds. The whole city town area down here on these 3 holes is out of bounds, these 4 holes. And obviously the little clubhouse right here, OB. All right, on to 6. Let me go to this. There we go. And number 6 right here. This is actually one of my favorite second shots. Even I really like the first shot here because you can just see the green tucked away back here, and you're just thinking, wow, how the hell am I going to get to that in 2 shots? Such a long hole, almost 500 yards. Tee shot playing to a very interesting little fairway here. Like how this fairway bends and curves like this, and then has this massive little bunker over here, just kind of hidden in a depression behind this mound. So there is kind of like a little protection from keeping you in here, but you hit a bad enough shot, you trickle in right here, you trickle in up here, you're gonna end up in the sand. Second shot, the green here is just stunning. I mean, all the way out here by itself on this like little plateau. Really, really enjoy this green area. Got this big little funnel that kind of comes down and does this little low right here. Little catch on the back. Subtle little movements in between the pins. And got probably the biggest wall on the course right here. Pretty massive little wall right here. Got a little fairway walk up, kind of going through the low all the way up to the next tee. Number 7, this is one of my favorite concepts that I've done in a lot of my courses, is this kind of triple bunker placement on the inside line to force the players over the bunkers. I wasn't originally planning on putting this little bit of fairway here, but I actually really like it because it offers the players two options to either hit it to right here to kind of get an easier first shot really, or pump it all the way out over into here and have a shorter shot that has a little bit better angle coming into the green. Screen right here, I really do like this one because I have a kind of a big funnel right here on the front. So if you land stuff short right here, there's a good chance your ball is just going to trickle on down onto the green somewhere kind of close to this pin. And in terms of the bunker on this screen, I also really like the bunker here. It's a long little string bean, just a little safety check to make sure your ball doesn't go all the way off into to hell down here. Coming up next, number 8. This is a medium length par 3, a little bit on the shorter end. I really like the way that this one plays as well. Similar concept to another hole with a knoll on the inside and a slope kind of riding up this way. A lot more open of a hole though. All the pins are fairly easy other than this one up here. I think it's number 4 pin. Just a really simple hole, honestly. I like this little bunker down here on the shelf to kind of catch you and save shots going further down. But if you miss it far enough over or short enough, you will end up all the way down here into this low. Coming on to number 9, this is a semi-drivable par 4. It's a long one, but you are hitting downhill, and if the wind's helping at all, the longer drivers can easily get there. Hold up a second. Notice something right there. A little bit of in-video fixing. There we go. Really do like this hole, the way that it plays, and especially the green here. Very simple little green with a slit in the middle and a shelf pushing kind of away from you and a shelf pushing towards you on the front. Makes for some really interesting pins on here. Super easy ones on the front and a lot harder ones on the back. And what I did here was I continued this little low into almost like a little walkway that transitions into a raised tee box with 2 little catch areas for missed shots long from the green. Get our back tee all the way back here for this hole, number 10. This is a little bit of a different tee shot than what we've been seeing. Got 2 bunkers tucked away inside the fairway. This one right here eats up shots. There's a mound that's almost hidden from the tee box right here that'll push a lot of shots over this way. For the most part, your ball is going to sit somewhere right in here, but coming a little bit too aggressive and you're going to be in the sand. A lot of people won't do it, but this top tier right here offers a much better angle to these tucked pins on the right side. If you can push a drive all the way up to here, being able to reach the green or get it close on these 2 pins is a lot easier. Really do like this green complex as well. It's really my only roll-off part that'll take you straight off the green into a bunker if you mess up. It's going to take you hitting it really long and then really messing up on a second shot. But this hole could provide a couple blow-ups or 2. People maybe just hit it a little too far on their second or on their third shot to the pin coming back. Coming on to number 11, this is our little island portion of the course. 12 and 11 both sit here on this island. Decided to keep them both par fours. I was messing around with the idea of a par three right here, or making a par four where I push the tee box back to here, but inevitably this ended up making the most sense, and I think it ended up flowing the best together as well. Number 11 right here, I really do like this hole. Very simple one bunker hole. But the fairway movement is what really makes it. You got it kicking over here into the sand. If you land right here, you're going to probably end up in the sand. Over here is going to kick you all the way down, all the way over to here, kind of leave you a lot further away than you really were expecting to be. And if you really try to go for it and lift up over the bunker, this whole fairway kind of slopes away from you, kind of towards all this. So a lot of shots will end up bouncing all the way down into here, unless you hit a high draw and land into this area where it could actually carry you all the way down into this big low down here. This is a very small green as well, just like number one. This one has a lot of movement too. This is the green with the least pinnable area on the whole course right here. These two pins right here are tougher pins. These two over here are a lot easier. They are closer to the junk, but the junk's not that big of an issue out here on this course. There is a way, though. You can get a roll off into this sand if you're not careful, going a little long. It's absolutely detrimental on this hole to miss long left. You miss long left, you are dead. That's why I added this big knoll here to hopefully catch a lot of players and kick them towards the green, but you miss far enough. You're going to be over here, and coming back to any of these pins other than this one is a nightmare. Coming on here to hole number 12. This is a forced layup hole. Someone in some world might be able to drive this in the right wind. 333 to clear it. Longest driver in the game, mixed with wind at your back, you might be able to clear it, but in a regular world, everybody's going to be laying up short to about here. It's about 260, 270 to this bunker. I did, however, just continue this fairway down. I had this fairway up here come down and touch the water because I thought it was a nice look. I do think it comes out very nice to offer some variety out here. So I decided to do it with the other side as well, because the other side kind of came to a dead stop, kind of like this. It was a shelf instead. It didn't really give you a lot of opportunities to really hit the ball past this bunker. But now that I've opened it up, you really do have some options to kind of hit it around this way, or even sneak a shot down through here into this little low over here. And if you're not careful enough, obviously it's all fairway and it's running away from you. Very well go straight into the water, getting a little too greedy here. Keep in mind this one can really make some difference if you lay up or try to push it close to this bunker. If you lay up, you're looking at about 280, 270 in. You play it over to this little area, you're looking at 240, 250. Get it all the way down here, you're looking at 150, 140, and then 120, 130 down here. This green, I also find really interesting because I added this kind of it's like a scorpion's jaw right here, kind of like a big bowl catching everything. I like the way that it looks from the fairway. I like the way that it plays. Got a lot of other subtle movements around the green as well. Green itself, very simple. I really like this little kind of a slope back right here. You have to be very careful getting balls close to this pin. You got to land stuff up here instead of landing it just right short of the pin. Also, one thing I wanted to mention on this hole was this is finally where we get out of what we've been in the front nine, the woods, the dead trees, dead grass, all that fun stuff. Coming out of 12, you finally get a glimpse of the city of Wilmington, coming up in the distance. Finally get up here onto 13 after seeing just glimpses of it, and you get to see just a little bit of the houses lining the holes, the beautiful little brick walls lining it. I couldn't do as much decorating inside the town as I would have liked. I would have liked to add a lot more detail around the houses, but I'm happy in the state that it is in, and obviously I'm full on stuff, so I can't really place anything else. In terms of the town, though, simple decorations, little park, little dock back here with a long boat. Uh, just simple little decorations, nothing crazy. Got little putting greens in a couple people's backyards, some pools in some people's yards, different house varieties, obviously. I just try to keep it lively through the whole neighborhood, since you only really see it for 4 holes. Right here, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So it's kind of nice. It takes you out of this environment and throws you into this environment for just a few holes, just a little switch up. Number 13 here. This one is either a driver right here in between this gap or a layup anywhere into this fat part. Keep in mind this one is almost never reachable into unless the wind is downwind this way at my back right now. Other than that, you usually just want to lay up and try to play it right here into this mound and kind of have it kick over. It'll offer you a decent little shot to where you can land it either right here or just short of this sand to get a little 100-yarder in. Or if you do hit your driver from the tee through this little gap right here between the trees, your ball will land in here and it'll kick a little bit forward and around this corner. I've seen it get as far as to about right here, but still that's 290 into the green, so really take a monster shot. And I think this is our first and only pond on the course. Everything else has been rivers that we've seen. This is our one little pond out here, tucked away, kind of against the woods. Really do like the decoration around this place. Just some very simple little bushes. Nothing super fancy. Uh, Coming up to this green right here, most people are going to be playing a really short shot in. Green itself is a very scoreable green for almost any of these pins. This should be a birdie hole to anybody with a good short wedge. The only pin that's a little tough is number 4, tucked back here on the hill. I would say do be careful when coming into this green because you can go a little long coming to any one of these 2 back pins. If you miss this one a little long, you can run off, and if you miss this one, obviously you can go a little bit too much, and it can be a hard shot coming back. Other than that, really easy hole, probably one of the easier ones in the course for how long it is. I mean, it's 635 yards. The only thing really, I mean, obviously all these houses are out of bounds. Now, getting into the out of bounds is a whole story. You're going to have to terribly mess up a second shot to hit it over here out of bounds. It's really your only option, or terribly mess up a first shot. Coming here to 14, OB is no worry on this hole. It cuts in around this area, so the green is plenty of room around the green to miss your shots. This one actually takes us around a little baby feeding river into the major river right here. Tinier, a lot less dead trees, a lot less grass. Part of that was for decoration reasons for my object counter. Part of that was for I think it kind of looked good. But I really do like this hole right here. The way that it's kind of tucked in, it has its own little grass area. It has kind of mounding out here to kind of protect against the wild area, I guess you could say. And then it has this little fold back here in the back that kind of kicks you off into 2 different little fairway areas, little tiny catch areas for these 2 back pins. Also have a little kind of nose running through here, kicking shots over to the right or over to the left, depending on where you end up. I don't know, just a simple little green, really like it. Also has a big kicker slope over here to help kick balls back in that are coming to this pin. 15, second little bathroom on the course. This is our drivable par 4. This one sitting at 324 from the back. Might even shorten it up, honestly. I might shorten this up by another like 5 yards or so. But this one's almost always drivable, and this one's dead in your face. Got a lot of little movements in the green in this one. Not a super big green, and a couple little kickoff slopes in certain areas. So this one isn't the easiest green in the world. I tried to make sure it was a little difficult. And obviously you got a lot of bunkering to play with. But this is the hole where you're right in the middle of everything. You're right here where everybody's at, where the whole town is. You're right in the middle of everything. Uh, Coming on down here to the green, this is obviously the one that we have all the mounding behind. I think from this angle it looks great. This angle it looks good. I think from a couple angles it can look a little janky, like right here it looks a little janky, but I think from all the angles that it matters, these look good and play good. Coming on here to 16. 16 is going back across the river for the last time. Long par 3 here, long one. Got a big kicker slope over here to help feed balls back down onto this green. Got a little bunker over here with another little feeding slope into it. You go a little, come back a little too hard. These 3 pins down here are really easy pins. This one's a little tougher because it's so tucked away, but any pin over here is an easier pin. This one back here actually requires a draw into this hole instead of a fade, as all the other pins kind of require. This one wants a draw as you want to come into this slope and kick up and on. Really do like this hole. I like the look of it. I like the way it plays. Fun little hole right here. Coming on up to 17. 17 gets a little bit of tree play in the way. So get a little teaser from the tee box with this little dead tree right here. It's blocking a little bit of the optimal lines, but it leaves some gaps for you to play around on both sides, obviously. This one right here, your gap is right here and right here. This one you play either side of the tree. Simple little tee shot here. You're either playing to over here, trying to get it as far up this little section as you can, or you're kicking it over these if you can really muster the power, or you're playing it out safe over here. The trick is with this hole, it's deceiving. A lot of people are going to try to take it up here because they assume this is the closer line. It's 264 from right here in this little area. And if you just hit a straight shot right up this, you're looking at about 280 up to 260. I mean, it's really not that big of a difference. I also realize this slope is here. I'm going to come kick this down a little bit, but you really do want to kind of come up around this area over to here. Green here, this is another one of our fairways that kind of bleed into the water. Really interesting green here. As you miss anywhere left, right, anywhere around, you're going to be kicked into the water, so you got to be really careful here. Very subtle movements on this green because I figured the green surrounds are punishing enough themselves. It's completely penile basically everywhere around it. Really makes you want to go for this green too, though, since it's reachable. It really does make you want to go for it every time. And also just want to point out, I really like the way that this tee is fixed right here on this finger. Really nice little tee. Coming up here to 18, got a little split tee box action separated by some trees again. This hole has a couple little bunkers kind of set out here. Has little hell hole over here, the really deep bunker on the course, and 2 other more flat bunkers kind of just playing into here. This one really you want to be over here. You want to play it over this little area. You can hit it up into this gap, but I feel like this is a little more dangerous than over here because I feel like here you can land it short and kind of let it kick on down. Coming up to the green here, we have a huge mound kind of playing off and creating a little bit of rolls down here to the fairway, or down here to the green. And a low right here in front of the bunker, kind of catching anything, landing short, and kicking it over, maybe even into the bunker. Green complex here, very simple one, but I really do like it. Has a big feeder slope feeding down to this pin and helping a little bit to this one. 2 of these kind of tucked away up on top with some slopes kind of feeding down towards this big little bowl down here in the back. So a lot of shots are going to get eaten up back here, but since the lines are moving back towards you, it does make that comeback shot a little bit easier for you. Very interesting last little hole, though. I think for these 2 pins, we could see some really interesting ends to some rounds. Other than that, that is pretty much it for this course. Took me somewhere around 2 months to build. I've obviously been working a lot. If anyone who's seen my channel, I've been trying to keep you guys updated. Uh, but I'm going to continue on with my next course now. Going to be figuring out exactly which one that is here in the next couple weeks. Next couple days, probably. I'll start on it. But yeah, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the course. When this video is uploaded, I will have the course name in the title and stuff. It's just at the time of recording, I do not know the name because I'm waiting on some advice on what I should name it. Anyway, thank you guys. Bye.